What if I told you there are characters in Tensura that literally cannot die? Not hard to kill, not overpowered. I mean, actually immortal. They don't run out of energy. They don't get exhausted. And even if you somehow destroy their body, they just come back. These beings aren't demon lords. They aren't heroes. There's something far above that. We're talking about the true dragons. Characters like Veldora Tempest, who can wipe out nations just by existing. Or Velzard, who can freeze entire battlefields instantly. Or Velgrind, whose flames can burn across dimensions. And then there's the biggest twist of all. Even Rimuru Tempest ends up reaching their level. So the real question is, what actually makes true dragons so broken? Let's break it down to understand why they're so overpowered. You first need to understand what true dragons actually are, because they're not just strong monsters. True dragons are primordial spiritual life forms. That means they weren't born normally. They weren't created like humans or monsters. They're basically forces of nature given consciousness. Each true dragon represents a fundamental concept of the world. For example, storms, ice, heat, even creation itself. So instead of thinking of them as characters, think of them like living natural laws. And this is where things start to get unfair. First, they have true immortality. If a true dragon is killed, they don't actually die. Their body disappears, but their existence remains. Over time, they will reincarnate and come back, which means you can win a battle, but you can never permanently defeat them. Second, they have basically infinite energy. In Tensura, power comes from something called Magicules. Most characters have a limit. True dragons don't. Their energy supply is so massive, it might as well be endless. And third, they exist on a conceptual level. You're not just fighting a dragon, you're fighting the concept of storms, the concept of ice, the concept of heat. And you can't just punch a concept out of existence. That's what makes them so broken. Now, let's talk about the strongest true dragon of all, Veldora. This is the Star King dragon, the original, the one who literally created the world of Tensura. Everything you see in the series, Magicules, skills, the entire power system, all of it traces back to him. Veldora wasn't just strong. He had complete authority over reality itself. He could create life. He could design abilities. He could shape the laws of the universe. Imagine a character who isn't just playing the game. He's the one who coded the entire system. That's Veldora. But here's where it gets interesting. He eventually gave up a large portion of his power. He chose to live a more limited existence, which means the entire world of Tensura is basically running on leftover power from Veldora. And even then, no one truly surpasses what he originally was. That's how broken he is. Next up, Velzard, also known as the White Ice Dragon. At first glance, you might think, oh, she just uses ice, but it's way deeper than that. Velzard doesn't just freeze things. She freezes everything. Movement, energy, even entire battlefields. If you're caught in her range, the fight can end instantly because you can't attack, you can't move, you can't even react. Her power is more about control than destruction. She can completely shut down an opponent before they even get started. And defensively, she's almost untouchable. Her ice abilities allow her to block attacks, reduce damage, completely neutralize threats, which means fighting her is like trying to fight a wall that also freezes you at the same time. That's why even top-tier characters don't take her lightly. Now, let's talk about her opposite, Velgrind, the Scorched Dragon. If Velzard represents control, Velgrind represents pure offensive power. Her flames aren't normal fire. They burn on a level that ignores distance, space, even dimensions. That means she can attack you from somewhere you can't even reach. She also has insane speed and mobility. She can move between dimensions, strike instantly, and disappear before you can react. So fighting Velgrind is like dealing with an enemy that you can't outrun, you can't dodge, and sometimes you can't even see. Her attacks don't just hit hard, they hit everywhere. That's why she's one of the most dangerous true dragons. Now, let's talk about the fan favorite, Veldora Tempest, the Storm Dragon. At first, Veldora seems chaotic, almost reckless, and that's exactly what makes him dangerous. His power is based on storms, chaos, massive energy output. He can wipe out entire areas with ease. But what really makes him broken is his growth. After meeting Rimuru Tempest, Veldora becomes smarter, more strategic. He starts analyzing fights instead of just brute forcing them. So now you have a character with insane destructive power, high-level intelligence, and unpredictable behavior. That combination is terrifying because you never know what he's going to do next. Now let's talk about a lesser-known but still powerful figure, Veldora. Even though Veldora doesn't get as much spotlight for now, they still represent the same level of existence. High-level regeneration, massive destructive capabilities, true dragon tier presence. And that's the key point. Even the less famous true dragons are still stronger than almost everyone else in the series. That's how high the baseline is. And finally, let's talk about the biggest anomaly of them all, Rimuru Tempest. Rimuru doesn't start as a true dragon, but over time, he evolves into something that matches or even surpasses them. What makes Rimuru different is simple: adaptability. While other true dragons represent fixed concepts, Rimuru evolves constantly. He can analyze abilities, copy powers, combine skills, and improve endlessly. So instead of being tied to one concept, Rimuru becomes a system that keeps upgrading itself, which means the longer he exists, the stronger he gets. And unlike other true dragons, there's no clear limit. So what makes true dragons so broken? It comes down to 5 things. First, they're immortal. Second, they have infinite energy. Third, they control concepts. Fourth, their abilities break the rules of the world. And fifth, they exist above almost every power system in Tensura. They're not just strong characters, they're the foundation of the world itself. And that's why in Tensura, power isn't about who punches harder. It's about who controls reality. And when it comes to that, true dragons are on a completely different level. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below. Which true dragon do you think is the strongest? And what videos you would want to see next? Thank you guys for all your support. We are currently so close to 600 subscribers. If you enjoy these types of videos, be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments.